If this video found you, it found you for a reason. And I know you're not ready to hear what I'm about to tell you, because I know that you've been wanting things to change. You've been wondering when things are going to start manifesting. And you're like, I want things to be different. Everything needs to change in my life. But you are extremely freaking addicted to how things are right now. And that's why you're not going to get the things that you actually want. Everybody and their mom on the internet wants everything to change. They want more money. They want more opportunities. They want a different job. They want a different this, a different that. But the thing is, if you want things to be different and have different things, have more things, be in a different place, some things need to change with you. Yet, we expect to be gentle parented into all of the things that can only come through feeling the uncomfortability of stepping outside of our own comfort bubble, our own little bubble that we've created that we're addicted to. You're never gonna get the things you want, girl, unless you take the step into uncomfortability. Unless you have that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach that this is something you've never done before, this is not something you're used to, this could go absolutely in the right direction or absolutely in the wrong direction, then you're not doing something that's challenging enough to actually change your life overnight. You cannot be gentle parented into your dream life. You cannot expect your nervous system to follow the steps you make if you want your steps to be big. If you want things to change, things need to change. And this means you need to get comfortable with the idea that uncomfortability will come before everything changes. You cannot build a new house, aka a new foundation for your life. You cannot build something new. You cannot get everything you want unless you are ready to literally demolish what was before. And this does not mean trashing your old self and being like, bye girl, I don't want anything to do with you. Because that's also toxic. You cannot be telling your old self that you don't want anything to do with them anymore and this is a new era and bye. That's literally going to make your old self cling on even more. You have to tell your old self, you know what, you did good now and now it's time to try something new and I got you, don't worry. Anyways, if you want the new shiny house, you have to be willing to let go of the old one. You have to be willing to let go of the places and the people where you've built up a lot of energy and a lot of emotion. You have to be willing to let go of that energy. And yes, sometimes that means letting go of comfort that you've built in being around toxic people, toxic situations, toxic ways you've been talking to yourself. We want things to change, but we are really reluctant to actually experience what that change means. And I promise you, those emotions that you're gonna feel when things are changing, they are not you. That's the thing we mostly have to understand when it comes to getting the things we want. We are not the emotions we feel or we experience in the situations where things are changing. When things are changing, it is normal to experience anxiousness. It is normal to experience sadness. It is normal to experience feeling uneasy. Those are not who you are. You are not these feelings. But we have a tendency to take these feelings and shove them down our own throats and say, okay, this is who I am now. I am anxious. I am sad. You're just going through a room where all of these emotions are and they're literally like falling onto you and you just have to get to the next room and then they won't be. It doesn't mean that they're not valid. It doesn't mean that they are not as serious as they are, because they definitely feel serious. It is just understanding that when you're going through whatever it is you're going through to get to where you want to go, sometimes you just have to sit with those emotions and let them be. Or else you will literally take them with you into wherever you're trying to go, and then you'll never actually get to where you're trying to go because now you've got new baggage, the emotions that you are making your personality. I have been sitting with a lot of emotions recently, and one thing I've learned from analyzing the heck out of everything for many years is the analyzation is good until you take this analyzation with you everywhere. You cannot analyze your way out of everything. Sometimes you just have to go through it and you have to just be like, you know what? This too shall freaking pass. The one emotion you're definitely going to experience a lot before everything changes though is emptiness. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I don't feel what I need to usually feel. You're not going to feel motivated by anything. You're not going to feel like you want to do anything. You're not going to feel good. You're going to feel weird. And that's normal. That is completely normal. Because before you can build the things you want, before you can get the dream house, you're going to have to feel emptiness. The emptiness you're feeling is just a buffer, a void for your dreams to come in, for the universe to deliver what you want. If you do not have a void, if you do not have that empty space, if you do not have a vacuum, the universe can't give you what you want. It's like already having filled your frozen yogurt cup with the flavors you don't want, expecting you to be able to fill it up with the flavors you do want. You have to empty it, even if that means that for a little while, you're not going to have any frozen yogurt at all. That emptiness is good. Even if it feels like, oh my God, I'm not happy in any situation, not even watching TV, not even watching this video, not even doing anything makes me happy. That feeling is normal. In order for you to get what you want, you have to have a little bit of emptiness. You just have to sit with that feeling. And usually what we end up doing, because we're not familiar with the feeling of uncomfortability, we always want to be filled. Whether that is being filled with negativity from other people or literally feeding into other people's negativity, we always want to be filled. We always want to have someone fill into our comfortability, whatever we're going through, or we want to feed into somebody else. We always want to give or get energy. We don't want to sit with our own energy. So what happens is that when we suddenly just sit with our own energy, we're not trying to give it away. We actually have to sit with our own emotions. We can't be telling everybody and their mom about them. We just have to sit with the emptiness. We feel uncomfortable, because we're not used to that. But that period of time where you feel nothing, that is so important. That empty feeling, like you're just in a big desert and there's no noise and you're just like, what is going on? That is such an important point in time, because that's right before the storm. It is always silent before the storm. It's always darkest before the dawn. We're not always meant to be reaching. Our whole life we've been reaching and reaching and reaching, hoping that one day we can grab it. But everything we want can come to us once we just sit. And we're just so scared of sitting with that emotion and just letting it be. Not letting it be our personality, but just letting it be. Emotions are here for us to feel so we can use them to bring us what we want. And emptiness is good. Emptiness just means that there's space for all of the things you could have never imagined. And that once again leads me to talking about why we need to expect uncomfortability when we're trying to get the things we want. If you're trying to step into your dream life and you're trying to predict every single move that's going to happen, you're trying to make plans 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, a year ahead, you're trying to make sure that you can mitigate every single risk, then you are actually just letting the universe know that you want to be in the driver's seat and you're not ready for any of the blessings that the universe wants to bless you with. When you're trying to control every little outcome, when you're trying to make sure that everything happens in a way that you can predict it, your nervous system is happy with it, nothing is a surprise to you, then it's a very, very narrow path. And when you only have a very, very narrow path, the universe is not going to be able to give you blessings because you only have that narrow path for the blessings to come through. But once you say, you know what, I'm just going to let it go and I'm going to let it be, the blessings open up, because now it's not only this little tract where things can come through. It opens up. You're like, the blessings could come from anywhere. I don't need to follow this 1, 2, 3 guide. It could be anything that could change and could give me what I want. And especially when we've been given opportunities, maybe we haven't had that much contact with our friends. Maybe we've been feeling differently about things we didn't feel this way about before. Usually what we want is we want to control the situation and we want to try to find an answer. But this is a new subject. It's like trying to take an exam for a subject you've never learned before. We also have to remember that this is your path. Nobody else is going to have gone on it. You can't predict the next step. The path is going to unfold as you step on it. And let yourself know this. Everything is worked out until now. You're literally watching this video right now. That's a testament to the fact that everything is worked out till now. You can't predict everything. When we try to predict everything, we get nothing. Because we are trying to chase instead of attract. We're trying to grab instead of letting things fall into our lap. And that means that we have to work so much harder for things that could be so easy if we just had the attitude. Whatever it is I'm feeling is not me. It's a feeling that I'm experiencing. It is okay to feel uncomfortable. The uncomfortability is just a sign that I'm moving in a direction with things that I've never experienced before. And that can lead me directly to what I want. And also, most importantly, understanding that a lot of the times we don't know exactly what we want. We don't know exactly what we need. Sometimes the blessings we never knew we needed come, and we could never be happier than when we experience the things we never planned to experience. So don't worry. You're going to get everything you want. but you're gonna have to feel a little uncomfortable because whatever it is you're trying to experience is nothing you've ever experienced before.